We are here in Medjugorje next to St. James Church in the restaurant Grace. And I'm with, what's your name?
My name is Neil.
Where are you from, Neil?
I am originally from India, but I live in Dubai.
In Dubai? Wow.
Yes.
And you?
My name is Tripti Chantel. Even I'm from India and I live in Dubai.
And you're a married couple, no?
No, we are good friends.
You're good friends,
Yeah.
good. And
My husband is working, so I made the trip with my friend.
good, beautiful. And when did you hear the first time about Medjugorje in your life?
Actually, recently,
Speak loud.
very recently,
Yeah.
my friend Neil told me about it, and I said, okay, we can go try it out, because when I read about it, it was quite fascinating. And apparently you get millions of people come here every year.
Yeah.
So, and especially from India as well. I mean, and so we said, okay, it's close to Dubai, we will go ahead and see. And to be honest, it's been a very peaceful experience. I know people usually say when you go at the hill, you usually see Mother Mary's. But I experienced it, or maybe this, I don't know, but for me it was the most peaceful thing that happened. I saw an image, and I think it was more to do with when you have faith, it
Yeah.
kind of comes true.
You said you saw an image?
I saw an image in the cloud, yeah.
Wow.
I was the image of Mother Mary, Jesus, and
Yeah.
even angels, and it was everything in the cloud, and I was telling him, and I couldn't stop crying because it was just sometimes you feel like it's impossible, but yeah, it is true. They say miracles do happen.
Yeah. Wow, unbelievable. That was on Apparition Hill or whatever?
Apparition Hill,
Apparition,
that's
it's
correct.
especially, huh?
Yes.
And how was the experience for you there, walking up the rocky road, the way?
That was something that I wasn't aware. So, but yeah, it was a bit difficult because, it was rocks and not proper stairs. But yes, we did make it. And even in the church this morning, it was a different experience for the English Mass. And there is a father from India, and we asked him for a blessing. And when he was blessing me, he said, "Stay strong. You're a very strong woman," because he knew there's something that I was praying for.
Yeah.
And he just said exact words what I wanted to hear.
Charismatic priest, no?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Very.
Holy Spirit talking through him, no?
Yes.
And for you, how is the experience for you to be here?
So for me, the experience was really, really nice. I didn't know what to expect coming in. I heard about it probably like 5 years back when my friends used to come, and they would come every year, and I would be like, oh, okay, 1 year I'm going to go, and I'll come. And then this year, for some odd reason, it happened to be the year that I chose to come, and plans were not happening, and all of a sudden it happened. So I was like, okay, here we are. And I think this was just an invitation from Mother Mary, as you say, to come visit her and to see and receive her blessings. And I think that was what it was. I think we all have been going through so much over the year with COVID, with all the struggles that everybody has been facing. And I think this was just a moment to come and be blessed, and to know that no matter what you're going through, you're always taken care of.
Beautiful. You pray the rosary?
Yes, I do.
Why?
There is something about the rosary that I connect, and I feel like the Lord talks through the rosary and through prayers and through just that simple silence and meditation, that you feel that the Lord is with you no matter what you're going through. So yeah,
And you have always been Catholic, or you have a...
I've always been Catholic, born and raised,
Born and raised?
gone to a Catholic school as well. So
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is the beauty of the Catholic faith for people who don't know the Catholic faith? What would you tell them? Why are you Catholic?
sometimes it's not what you see, it's sometimes not seeing and believing. It's what the Catholic faith has taught me. It's just about always been taken care of. It doesn't matter if you haven't seen the Lord, you haven't seen Jesus, you haven't seen Mother Mary, but everything about it is just there. In fact, most recently somebody introduced me to this series called The Chosen, and when I watched The Chosen, I was like, oh, Jesus is just like us. Everything from the humility, from the humor, from everything that he's gone through, I think he's just like one of us, and that is why we feel connected, because it's not something supernatural. It is just how nature was designed to be.
Beautiful. And for you, the Catholic faith?
So
Take the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Please. Yeah?
I was born Hindu, and
Oh.
I did convert in 2006, but it was due to my faith.
Uh-huh.
I had a lot of Christian neighbors, and that's how I started going to church with them.
Yeah.
And slowly my faith built up.
Uh-huh.
And in 2006 I didn't make the decision.
Yeah.
And luckily my family supported me with that. They said, yes, it's up to you, it's your faith, go ahead. And I believe that every religion is the same. So for me, I had a lot of experience. In India, we have Mother Mary's church, which is called Mahim Church. So going there, I did see miracles happen in my life. And I'm really thankful and grateful to Mother Mary. And yeah, so that's why I said, okay, this is a place where Mother Mary was really appeared, and I really want to go and pray and see. And like I said before, it was an amazing experience for me.
With the cloud, no?
Yes.
And what made you change to be Catholic? There must be something had happened to you, no, in a certain way.
Like it was just because even my mom in India, we all follow all religions. We live together, so in especially city of Mumbai. So my mom used to go to church, and I used to go with her at times. So,
but she was a Hindu, you said, or?
Yeah, she's Hindu.
But she went to the church,
Still
Catholic
Hindu,
church.
yeah.
Yeah.
And but she never said like you can't go to church. Because the faith that matters. And till date, she does read her Mother Mary's books, the novenas, everything. She still does that. And she always taught us like as far as you have faith in anything, just believe it. Because end of it, everybody is same. Every religion is same. So for me.
But what
my
changed?
family
Something
support,
changed. Yeah.
Family support was the most important because India is not. I wouldn't say every family is very supportive when you say, "Oh, I'm going to change my religion and I'm going to take up another religion." But like I said, that's what my family was very supporting till they are.
So you did all the catechism,
Yes,
all
I did catechism. But it was
Holy
because-
Communion, down, the whole process.
But I did know my prayers beforehand, so it was an easy process for me. And even the nuns said the same thing, that okay, you know what, you really know the prayers, so you don't have to go through a lot, like catechism classes and everything. Because and thanks to my neighbors, I think they also always took me to church with them. Obviously, I didn't take the Holy Communion till I got baptized.
Yeah,
but it was
beautiful.
always there in my mind, like, oh, I really want to try the Holy Communion and be blessed.
Wow.
And in 2006, yes, it did happen.
And congratulations, welcome in the club.
Thank you.
And you pray the rosary?
Yes.
Why?
Again, like you said, it is quite peaceful. It is something that you always. I think every mystery teaches you something. It kind of you relate to the mystery every time you pray the rosary, and it calms you down. And they always say that the faith is something you get because even though I did not go to a Catholic school, I have a lot of Catholic friends, and their parents always used to say, evening time, 7 o'clock in India, it's a very common thing. You say your rosaries, and I used to join them. That's how I started getting into the habit of saying the rosary and understanding what the meaning of the rosary is. And
Wow.
I think I have continued doing that. And a lot of people are kind of surprised, and they always ask me, what changed your mind? Why did you turn to Christianity? But it was just my faith, I would say. And I think the support from my family.
So you experienced something, or?
Yes, like I said, because when I used to, before I got baptized,
Yeah.
when I was in India, I used to go to church every Wednesday because we consider Wednesday to be Mother Mary's Day in India, and they had novenas, and I used to attend all the novenas, pray, and I knew that there were so many things I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And being from an Indian family, a girl traveling, getting out, being independent is not very common. But in my case, I wanted to do that, and I achieved it. And I'm thankful to Mother Mary. And I was telling him yesterday, I still remember standing there at the statue in India and praying to Mother Mary, saying, give me the strength to be independent. And yes, that dream has come true.
Wow, so beautiful. You go to confession?
Yes.
Why?
Because I am not perfect, I would say. So I really, whatever I do, I really need to go to confession and ask for forgiveness. And
Me
I
too.
know
Yeah, it's beautiful.
God is great, and He forgives you no matter what, and helps you realize that you know what, there is something different about Christianity as well. It's because you go ask for forgiveness and it's given to you. You do your penance.
Yes.
And you're
It's
blessed.
beautiful, no?
It is.
And what would you tell people who are like scared to go to confession, or think like, what will the priest think of me? What would you tell them?
I feel, confessions is a way of kind of letting it go, because sometimes when you don't confess, you keep it in your heart, and that kind of you're just burning inside.
Yeah.
But if you talk to someone, to be honest, I feel therapy today's time is something similar to confessions, just that you go to a therapist and you talk to a therapist and get out things. So it's the same thing what the priests do here. You just go confess and ask for forgiveness. The only thing therapists do is obviously you don't ask for forgiveness or you don't do penance, but it's something on the similar line.
And you don't have to pay, it's for free. Is that good?
I wouldn't say, but obviously you do your penance, and I think that's what matters. And when it comes to your, I think the Lord, you need to have a big heart as well. It's not about, not about money all the time. It's about how you treat
I was
people,
kidding,
how
yeah.
you
Yeah.
do things without, like Jesus says, without the one hand knowing the other hand, how you go give away things, materialistic things. So it's small things that matters a lot more than money. When it comes to money, I think it's the faith. End of it, you do good will come back to you.
Wow, beautiful. And for you, how is confession for you?
So I have a different viewpoint. I mean, probably she's the one who's preaching to the one who doesn't go confess. I don't know. I feel like after a point, after I received confirmation, I just realized that confession is just a time when people go to say the things that they have done or whatever. But I believe like every day is a confession that you have. When you sit at home and you pray to God, you just you confess everything that you've done, because the Lord is watching you always and He knows exactly what you're doing and what is in your heart. And sometimes you don't really need that's my opinion, sorry, maybe it's contrary to what everybody believes in the Catholic faith. I believe that you just confess in your heart and the Lord will forgive you and He'll show you the way. Yes, you can go and talk to a priest and that's always good and great, but when that doesn't happen, because I feel like as a kid I used to always feel like, oh my God, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to lie even more, and that always stopped me from going for confession. I was like, I don't want to be a sinner and I don't want to keep lying and I don't want to be dishonest. So I would just pray and I would be like, Lord, this is what I am, this is what I do, this is how I feel, this is what I think, this is what I've done, and show me the way to not do those again.
So beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, so
And what would you tell people who are scared to go to confession, who think like, what will the priest think of me if I tell him all what I did?
I think every day somebody is judging you. The Lord is judging you before everybody else, and He's seeing you and He knows exactly, and He's not waiting to punish you or to scold you. That's what people feel like they're going to be scolded at, or the priest is going to be angry at them. I mean, if that is something that you feel easier talking to a person and healing and getting out things that you have in your heart, then so be it. It's a choice. It's not something that you should be scared of. Also, just like me, maybe you can pray in your heart, speak to the Lord, talk to Him constantly, tell Him everything that you've done, and perhaps that's another way.
That's also to have a personal relationship with Christ?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. And how do you feel His presence? Can you describe how that?
So the funny part was, before I started praying every day, because I come from a Catholic family and we used to say the Angelus every day and the Rosary. So we used to say it at sundown. I stopped praying. At some point I would go to church because I felt it was obligatory, and I would go to church. But sitting and praying once when I was in a really, really disturbing time, and I opened the book and the Bible, and I read something, and I felt like that was the Lord talking to me and telling me about something that I was going through and how He was there for me and how He was caring for me, and I shouldn't worry because I'm not alone. And from that day on, moving forward, I felt like every time I looked and I read, there was a communication that the Lord was having with me, and I feel blessed, and I think He talks to me through that. It's just the safety or the presence around. Even if I don't see Him, I can feel Him in my soul, and I think that is important.
Wow, beautiful. And for you, this personal relationship, how would you describe it?
Personal relationship
With Christ,
So,
or yeah?
like you said, you do. When I read the Bible, I do get the messages as well, and I've noticed it that especially when there is something that I'm going through, and you just turn, you open the Bible, you read it, and it resonates to the situation that you're going through, and it's telling you that whatever it is, don't worry, it will just pass. It is just a phase and it'll pass, because after bad things, good things will happen, and you kind of calm yourself down. So it's very, very different experience when you're reading a Bible and the story resonates with what you are going through or what you were thinking about. So that's a different experience. Like I said, I do pray in the morning and evening, light my candles. So that's something that helps me be calm, helps me be, I think, very much like I'm trying to hold my anger or anything, whatever I've done, I'm asking for forgiveness if I was angry throughout the day, and I know that the Lord is there to forgive me. So you ask for forgiveness and it is given to you.
Wow, beautiful. And you said you wanted to have the experience of receiving Holy Communion. How was the first time and how was it for you?
It was really, really, the first time it was when they baptized me, and it was really amazing. And you could feel the power, as in when I took the communion, there was something that I felt in my body, and I bursted into tears as well.
Wow.
And it was really a good experience, and and I never looked back after that, and my faith has just been stronger and stronger.
Stronger and stronger. And for you, Holy Communion?
Oh, it was a good experience. I mean, we did that as a kid. I think I was in 3rd grade. And it was just like you were told how to walk.
Yes, me too.
Behave yourself. Don't be naughty. Don't cross the line. And then it was just the priest, when he gave it to you, it just felt like the Holy Spirit entered into your soul, and it felt really magical. And we can't wait for the Lord to come, His second coming, and blessing all of us and saving us from all the troubles and all the things that the world is going through.
Beautiful. And you do adoration in India as well?
Yes, we do.
You go?
We have. I've not gone very often, but I do go because my sister goes for it every first Friday.
Yeah.
So she goes for the Holy Adoration, and I've been with her a couple of times. Somehow I've never really made a conscious effort to keep going for the adoration, but whenever I do, I know that it is purely because my faith has taken me there. It's not a compulsion or a decision that I need to make in my mind that I have to go and I have to do this, but it is that when I go there, I know the Lord has taken me there.
Wow, beautiful. And for you, adoration? You have been yesterday night here in Medjugorje?
No, we wanted to go, but then it was a bit too late. And then by the time...
Don't worry.
The adoration, I think... we went for rosary, but it was in a different language, but we stayed for the rosary. And then we thought the adoration would be again in a different language, so we said, okay, we will check it out today, if it's possible.
Tonight there is Veneration of the Cross after the Mass, 7 o'clock. Try it out.
Yes,
because
for
there's
sure,
Melinda playing the violin. I don't know if you experienced
that.
that.
Yes, I saw her in the church. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Beautiful, no?
Beautiful voice.
And there's Roland, the singer. In this, you will see tonight.
All right.
Because if you leave soon, this is an amazing
we're tomorrow,
experience.
but today's day we have just kept for the church.
That's good. Try it out.
Yeah.
And adoration, you go in Dubai to adoration? Or is
No,
there
I
adoration?
haven't really been for adoration in Dubai, to be honest. But whenever I travel back home, if I get the chance, that definitely I use that time to go for adoration as well. But in Dubai, again, I shouldn't say this, but I think it's more to do with your work schedule every time. So,
regular life.
Yeah, and then earlier it used to be Fridays was off, and Saturday, Sunday, usually the Mass was on Friday, and I used to work on Friday, and I had Saturday, Sunday off, so I couldn't kind of make it. But now the thing has changed. Weekend has changed. It's Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully I'm looking forward to that Sunday that I can get a chance to go to church and go for adoration as well.
And what would you tell people who have not been to Medjugorje? Why should they come one time here?
First, it is the most peaceful place I think I felt is because, as compared to Sarajevo, because I think maybe because we came to Sarajevo for the flight. So for us it was okay, we do the city and then we go to Medjugorje, and the whole experience is two different places. Even though there are churches in Sarajevo, we went to churches there, but here there's something, a different feel in this place. There's something that I can't express also, but it's very peaceful, it's calming you down, and it's like, that you don't think or you don't worry about things when you're here. You just feel like, it's time to just take a breath at a time and not worry about your surroundings. And like the hill, that was the most amazing experience, even though it was a tough walk up. But when you come to
Apparition
the
Hill.
statue,
Yeah.
when you come to the statue, you feel Mother Mary statue. You just feel that whole experience is different,
Yeah.
and you see so many people there, and you see their faith as well, and you feel like, yes, you know what, this is something different. And although everybody's coming up, everyone has a smile on their face, everybody is like friendly, so that's what matters. You think like, yes, although people are going through so much, when they are coming to Mother Mary, they know that everything is going to be resolved, no matter what.
So your favorite place, Apparition Hill?
Apparition Hill. And I love the church here as well.
And the churches.
Yes.
Yeah. And for you, what would you tell people? What is so special about Medjugorje then?
So I think when you hear about Medjugorje first, I think the first thing that your mind goes into is doubt, because you are people don't know whether to believe about the sightings, about the kids seeing Mother Mary, and to all of them I just tell you, come, be at peace, and Mother Mary will get you there.
Wow.
It is a blessed place. I feel you can feel the blessing in the surroundings. You don't have to see anything. You don't have to see miracles. You don't have to see any wonders. Okay, sometimes you just come to the place because your faith brings you there, and if you believe, you will be here.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much for this beautiful, beautiful interview. And the favorite place for you here in Medjugorje?
I think yesterday Apparition Hill was really, really special, because clearly I'm not the most healthiest person, but climbing up really taught me that through all that pain I would continue to keep going, and I did the whole trail, and I came from the other end, almost got lost, but it was a good experience because I kept praying along the way, and I was just like, just keeping on saying the Hail Mary, and then the Our Father, and I was like, okay, I was here, I was meant to be here, and I was at peace. And today we are probably going to walk to the foot of the cross. So the church is going at 2 o'clock, so I'm going to join.
To go on Cross Mountain, you're going today?
Cross Mountain.
Beautiful, 2 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah, so I look forward to that, and maybe I'll have many, many such experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And for the viewers, Friday at 2 o'clock, the parish goes up, no?
Yes, so it goes at 2 o'clock.
At the bottom of the Cross Mountain.
Yes, bottom of the Cross Mountain, and it's a journey, and you can go as pilgrims, everybody. And for everybody who wants to go for an English Mass, every morning 10 o'clock, and on Sundays 12 p.m.
Yep, wonderful. Thank you so much for this beautiful interview.
Thank you.